Welcome back to my channel, guys. This video is a really special one. Whether you love toys, the 90s, childhood nostalgia, or indeed the Spice Girls, you are in for a treat. With items ranging from 1997 to 2023, you'll be surprised and delighted at the range of toys selected for this countdown.
Girl power!
My top 10 Spice Girls toys. Up first is an item sealed in its original packaging that I'm just dying to open and use. It's the Toymax microphone from late 1998. Just look at the colorful design on this. And the use of these images from their Spice World tour is so cool. It's not something they did often, but obviously works so well here with this being a microphone. So how do we think this works, guys? Well, from the packaging we can see that it says here, transmit your voice through any FM radio. I'm sure some of you will know how that works, but I don't. I suppose it can somehow connect through radio waves or something? I don't know, it's strange. Of course we have the official merchandise logo here in its yellow variant. This girl power logo you may recall from the original doll series by Galoob. And up here we have the official group logo, which has been altered to remove Geri, which for some reason, presumably to create a better design, moves Mel B out of the E and into Geri's C. And then Melanie C is moved from the now empty I into the E. From what I know, Toymax and the sister company PTI, who did all the bicycle stuff, decided to make this design change themselves, and the band weren't notified. I suppose once the licensing deal was signed, they wanted to get the products out as soon as possible and just took the liberty of redesigning the logo in this way. What do you think of that decision and this logo redesign? I do have other toys from this range, including the hair accessories set and the radio stereo, but I decided this was the Toymax toy that deserved a place on this countdown. What do you think of it? Let me know in the comments below. At 9, it's a bit of a classic, the PlayStation game Spiceworld.
Nice to see you. Come along with me.
A classic, yes. So why did I place it as low as 9 on my countdown? Well, that's a good question. Unless you know the game, in which case I think you'll know why. The main reason is that it doesn't feel like a game, and the concept could surely have been developed further, to be much more than simply creating dance routines and unlocking interview content. Especially when you consider that it was expected to be launched in early 1998, but didn't hit shelves until July. We know this because early promo material for the game stated it was expected early 1998, including those PlayStation postcards you got with the Too Much single formats in December 1997. Although released still within the Spice World album era, their image had changed and Geri had left, yet the game featured all 5 members. I don't feel that this game was well received or even considered popular at the time, but was undoubtedly somewhat successful as you'd expect from a Spice game released still during the band's heydays. It has kind of become a cult classic in the sense that, quite simply, the Spice Girls have their own PlayStation game. I don't recall other music acts being given such an honor, although if they were the only ones I'd probably know about that. So it's a must for collectors, and soon I hope to be able to play this again when I get my old PlayStation set up. The character designs are really cute though, so perhaps it redeems itself in that respect. I just can't believe its release was delayed for so long, and after all that time, this non-game dance rehearsal concept is all PlayStation could come up with. Really weird. But let's be positive. The Spice Girls have their own PlayStation game, and the characters are really cute.
Girl power!
At 8, it's this set of beanbags which appeared to be a natural product for the Spice Girls to lend their branding to. Why? Because Beanie Babies had been around for a few years and had been a huge success. The timing of these was a little strange though. They were announced during the promotion of the group's Christmas 1998 single Goodbye, and then released in the new year 1999. But by that point, the group were on a hiatus until the summer. Nevertheless, these beanbags produced by the Ideas Factory and big merchandising were on sale in stores, and fans and collectors could perhaps fill that gap in group activity by buying them. Of course, around this time, the Ada album was released with My Strongest Suit, but the group didn't reunite for its release. Victoria and Mel B were heavily pregnant or giving birth, and Melanie C was out in Los Angeles making her album Northern Star. These were also sold at their Christmas 1999 concerts in Manchester and London, by which time Melanie C no longer had this hairstyle. It was now short and spiky. I wonder if anyone cut her hair on this beanbag doll to match. Let me know in the comments if that was you. So what else can we say? Well, they are cute, and it was nice to have merch with their most recent logo on the tag. Each tag has cute messages from each girl and a photo from their summer 1997 shoot, which was for the movie. And as ever, in case someone asks where's Geri, she had left in May 1998, so the beanbags don't include her for that reason. At 7, I decided to include this mobile phone toy. It's a bit of an icon in Spice Girls merch. I mean, it's not the Spice Cam or anything, but I recall seeing it in supermarkets, and it's one of the most memorable items from the PMS Gosh range, so I felt it should be included. It's pretty cool, and as a kid, pretending you were on the phone to the Spice Girls would have been pretty cool. And the girls did provide voice recordings for this, so I think any young fan would have loved it. It took me ages to find one in good condition, but thankfully now this is in my collection. It is one of 75 items I currently own from this range. There were over 400 products manufactured and sold, including baseball caps, jigsaws, gifts, party accessories, stationery, and of course toys. If you haven't seen my video on these items, check it out after this video. It's on my channel for you to enjoy. I may have changed the video thumbnail, but this is how it currently looks. I'll put the link in the description below this video too. Now you are gonna love number 6 if you were a child growing up in the 90s and you were into Chupa Chups. But first, I want to say thank you for supporting my channel. It really means a lot. So if you're enjoying this video, please give me a like and a subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks guys. Right, so the Spice Girls did a deal with Chupa Chups, of course. During their crazy 1997 era of a million brand deals.
Not complaining. It now gives us collectors so much to hunt for, and at the time, it put a smile on a lot of fans' faces to see the girls on what seemed like everything.
So yeah, Chupa Chups and the girls did a few products together. Crazy Dips, Bubblegum, and Lollipops, which ran from 1997 to spring-summer 1998. One of the spin-off products is this Pop Talker. Yes, another microphone toy in the top 10. This one just rests on your head like a head mic, but you can apparently attach a lollipop in the end, so instead of singing into the mic, it's a lollipop, which you can lick. Did you wear one of these? I'd love to know. Do comment below if you did. Anyway, it's fun, bright, very 90s, very nostalgic, and kinda appropriate that Chupa Chups had toys in the range, as these lollipops really were aimed at kids. Another cool thing is seeing the Spice Girls logo on the same products as the Chupa Chups logo, which was designed by Salvador Dali. It's super cute and a really appropriate toy for the Spice Girls. The Pull Back and Go die-cast toy bus from Spiceworld the movie. Now, it's not a model replica, okay? It is not the right model of bus. And yes, of course I wish it was. But still, this is a really cool collectible to have. The real Spice Bus, as seen in their movie, was sadly disregarded and left to rot in a scrapyard for buses, a sort of bus retirement yard, which is pretty terrible for such an iconic vehicle from both pop music and film history. But that's what happened. Some fans did eventually club together to rescue it, so to speak, but it ended up being stripped of its original features: lights, wheels, grille, chrome handles, and details like the lightning flashes on the front, and all of the interior, which was almost completely empty except for a few remaining seats, which we can assume was how it was during the filming of the movie. So an accurate and authentic artifact to be preserved, and if anything, sympathetically and faithfully restored to its glory days in the movie. Now, who the hell knows which is the real bus? If the actual skeleton structure still exists and is indeed this hotel-type place now, it has been tampered with and so much of its body replaced, and in my view abused, it's no longer recognizable to hardcore Spice fans. Super sad. But it's gone. It's over. And that happens sometimes, like the boat in Jaws. Anyway, back to the toy bus. The original and authentic official toy from the group's PMS merch line. Link to my full video on this range will be in the description below this video. It features the bus's destination sign as a fairly faithful sticker design, movie advertisements on the side, and that iconic peace sign on the back. I do wish they'd gone as far as adding the Spice letters on the roof, but never mind. This is just a toy, not a replica model, as I said. So with that in mind, it is really nice, and I'm so glad this was included in their line of merch. I should also add there are at least another 2 variations of this toy. One, I believe, is a smaller version of this one. The other is a different type of bus and looks a bit more plasticky than this. I think I have the best one, but maybe one day I'll add its variant sisters to the collection as well. We're heading to 2023 now for this next item. This is the Spiceworld Christmas Snow Globe. Yes, just when you thought there were no more official Spice Girls products to make, they come up with this, and I have to say, it is pretty cool. Since the 2019 tour, the group have established their product brand again with a global deal through Bravado merchandising and also through their official website, which sold these in the run-up to Christmas 2023. It was part of a capsule collection of Christmas decorations and gifts, which for the first time in their history, as far as I know, featured 3-dimensional representations of the Spiceworld logo. Something that could have been done earlier, but for some reason wasn't. Actually, I think this idea has further to go, and a desk lamp would be super cool shaped like this. But for now, we have these. The kind of embossed or punched out lettering here in the Spice Girls' current official font is cool. Now, I'm not sure the Spiceworld logo would have been my first choice for the subject of a snow globe. I think maybe some Spice Girls figures dancing around a Christmas tree, or even the Spice Bus zooming down a street in the snow may have made more sense to me. But that's not to say this isn't cool. It really is, and it's on display every Christmas, and it will be every year for the rest of my life. The next item is also relatively recent. In spring 2022, the group teamed up with toy giant Lego to become the first real people to be immortalized as Lego brick heads. I know a lot of fans want dolls like the Galoob ones from 1997 again, or Funko Pops, but we got these, and I think getting the title of first real people to be turned into Lego brick heads was quite a historic and honorable thing, but hopefully one day we'll get Funko Pops too. Any figurine type product is going to do well with fans, and with these we got to enjoy building them. Even Mel B's hair, which was possibly the most confusing Lego build of my life. And then we could display them, of course. I love the microphone details, although they're clearly performing at different events. Victoria and Emma have mic stands suitable for stop. Melanie C has a head mic like in the movie for their Spice Up Your Life performance, and Geri and Mel B have handheld mics suitable for most of their song performances. My least favorite would be Posh. Victoria, her hair just feels wrong, kinda like a bus shelter roof. I think Lego could have done better with her, but overall, they're great. Job well done, Lego. At 2 on my countdown is probably the coolest toy in the collection, as with the snow globe. This is from 2023, but the summer, and it marked the 25th anniversary of the group's massive hit Viva Forever. I know fans of the Spice Girls will know exactly why this is a Rubik's Cube, but for those who are thinking why, a Rubik's Cube played a role in the music video for this single, which was both an animated video and a real-life setting with real people. The Spice Girls were present as animated tin fairy puppets, discovered in the woods by 2 young actors. One of them is then taken by the Spice Girls inside a giant Rubik's Cube, which then shrinks and is picked up by a now lonely-looking remaining character. It's about loss of innocence and childhood and kind of appropriate for both the song's lyrics and the band's situation at the time, having just lost a member. But these Rubik's Cubes from the 25th anniversary are really nice. Each side features a design from each girl's fairy wings in the video. Oh, and I should say Aardman Animations created the video, by the way. You know, the company who did Wallace and Gromit and Chicken Run? So I think these designs are all down to them. I also remember hearing that the Rubik's Cube was chosen as the appropriate toy for the video, because it was actually invented in the 70s, which is the decade when the Spice Girls were all born, although it is mostly famous as an 80s toy. Not gonna open this, even though I have 2, but maybe one day I'll open one and play with it. I was never good at these as a kid, and I doubt much has changed. Wondering what my number 1 is? Well, let's recap the items from 10 to 2 before we dive into the top toy. At 10, we had the wireless microphone licensed to Toymax. At 9, it was the PlayStation game Spiceworld.
Hello?
At 8, we had the beanbags. At 7, fans could call their favorite spice with the mobile spice phone manufactured by PMS International. At 6, the Chupa Chups Pop Talker. At 5, it was the Spice World movie bus. The Christmas Spice World snow globe was at 4. The girls were created in Lego at 3. And at 2, we had the 25th anniversary Viva Forever Rubik's Cube. So at 1, well, it's no surprise. The dolls had to come first. They really are iconic and became the biggest selling celebrity dolls of all time, with a total of 11 ranges released within just 2 years. This first range, named Girl Power, are the most iconic though, and so deserving of their number 1 placement on my countdown. Now, as many of you will know, there are other doll videos on my channel, so I'm not going to repeat too much here. But do check out my video that features all 49 official dolls. I'll put the link below in the video description. In this video, I'd like to talk briefly about why they're such good toys. Not only do they resemble the Spice Girls well, I mean, yes, the body shapes are different. Emma's long neck and overall shape feels the most wrong for some reason, but they were meant to be like Barbie, right? So in that sense, they aced these dolls. I mean, Galoob really did an amazing job. They just represent their iconic images so well, and the tattoo details are really nice touches too. The accessories are super fun. Not sure why Geri has a camera, but she did have an impressive photo collection and did start filming her own documentary herself the day after quitting the group, so I suppose it's somewhat appropriate. Mel B's stereo with a CD of Spice is really great detail. The packaging has always made me wonder about something. These were released at Christmas 1997, well into the Spice World era, yet they chose to use the first album logo. I mean, now it seems fine as that first album logo has become iconic, not just for that album, but for the group in general. But at the time these dolls came out, the group's brand deals were using the Spiceworld album logo instead. Asda, Cadbury, even Chupa Chups updated their products to the second album logo, so at the time it felt like this was an oversight from Galoob. Interestingly, this exact logo was never used again for the later ranges of dolls. Now, I'm kinda glad they have this logo, as it perhaps makes them more timeless than the less celebrated Spiceworld Pixels logo. That's my top 10, guys, so if you enjoyed it, give this video a like, check out my channel and subscribe. It has lots of top countdown videos like this, plus loads of other stuff. Feel free to share this video on your socials. The more views I get, the more videos I can make, and trust me, I have thousands more items to share with you. Thanks for all the support so far with my channel. It's super cool that so many of you are enjoying it. Let me know if you have any video requests in the comments, and I look forward to showing you more in the next video. Stay spicy.